Hi guys, good day to everyone. Today I would like to share with you what is called narrow body shell, wide body shell, how to measure the wheelbase body shell, and so on. So today I would like to share with you of this 1/28 scale drift car. Most of this car here chassis is rear-wheel drive, because rear-wheel drive can really go for a small turning and slow turning, and you can also play technical layout so you can drift well in a small tracks. So we go to the body shells. Okay, this is Nissan's Celebrity, produced by Kyosho, and this car wheelbase is how you're going to measure is, as you can see, the wheel nut on the front and the rear. This car is 90 mm wheelbase. So if you look on the car body shell, is so nice, so detailed. This is borrowed from one of the committee for me to shoot this video, and the chassis can go in, so you have to be very careful. Some chassis in the market you cannot fit this kind of chassis. Like this is DRZ, it can go 90, it can go 94. On this one 94, the wheelbase you expand. This one can go to 98. So Atomic can pull this wheelbase. This TRC also can do the same thing, but you have more longer wheelbase can go for. Whereas GLD, you also can do that. You have to change the option parts of the wheelbase adjustment. Normally it just came with one standard chassis, so only can go for 94. So select the chassis, the correct chassis for your correct body shell. If you prefer to use this kind of JDM body shell from Kyosho, mostly is 90 mm or 94. 98 would be the more modern car. If you like this one, Severe S13, yes, S13, look at that, awesome. It's produced by Kyosho. You have lightings and so on. Kyosho do not have the drift car for two rear-wheel drive. They have four-wheel claim to be drift car, but to me, four-wheel you need to a bigger space, because as you know, a rear-wheel drive car will have a smaller turning radius. A four-wheel drive car, you have bigger turning radius. If your track is not big and you like to play technical track, I think four-wheel drive for drifting not so awesome. Two-wheel drive is more awesome. So okay, this car just now as mentioned, 90 mm wheelbase, and you also have to measure the width of the body shell. Like this is about 60, and you have the wider one like this. You have like 65 in the front wheelbase. You wheel from one end to one end is about 70, and the rear is also 70 plus. So some chassis that in the market it's very hard that you can get, like DRZ. They have a very long arm, and the end ball here, as you can see, this DRZ end ball is very small, so you can put the body shell like this, so narrow, and the wheel is mostly is like 0. Even sometimes you need like negative rim offset, then this end ball will hit. In the market, some of the car design, the end ball is so big compared to this one. This is much smaller, so you can use a smaller offset rim like 0.5 or 0 or negative for this kind of body shell. If you want to have this kind of body shell, you are very limited to select the body shells that you can the chassis that you can put in. One of them is this atomic DRZ can fit in a lot of body shell of Kyosho, nice body shell, narrow body shell with this chassis. But others, you have very big end ball and the rim is very close, you cannot use. And another things that you also have to careful is they have a design that this is very near to the rim, the chassis is very near to the rim, and you cannot use a wide rim like this. Yeah, so if you prefer like 4 narrow, then it's okay, but if you prefer a rim with the front small and the rail is big, then you have no choice. You need to have a chassis like this kind of design, not the chassis go to the very near and then you hit your end ball, so it's like not so good for the thing. So be careful on what chassis you want to select for your favorite body shell. Okay, so if you would like to play body shells that like the model kits like this, yep, this model kit is from Aoshima and you have a longer wheelbase. Yeah, okay, 124 scale. This car is awesome, beautiful. RX-7, man, this wheelbase cannot be fit. Yep, it's just like see this is 98. Yeah, it's even longer. So what you have to do is you have to have this option pass on the atomic. Yep, you can have the wheelbase of 102 to 114. So this kind of body shell can be selected. Okay, when you want to select this kind of 124 scale body shell, you also have to be very careful on the chassis. Not all 124 scale chassis can go in the 124 scale body shell. Example, as you can see, this is 128 scale chassis. The wheelbase is almost touching to the body shell already. So if you have 124 scale or the car design have longer arm, this body shell, your favorite body shell, cannot go in. So you have to be very careful on selecting your chassis, then on the body shell that you prefer. If let's say example you only want RX-7, no others body shell, and you love this model kits, this design, you don't like any other thing, so 124 scales body shell, chassis not fit in, then your car will look horrible. The rim will be coming out like this, like so weird that the body will come out like this. So it's not nice. You want your rim just like this and not coming out like this. So very careful on the chassis that you select. Not all 124 scale or not all 128 scale chassis will fit the body shell of 124 or 128. So before you select your chassis, please check it out, the specifications, which body shell you prefer. If you prefer a Kyosho body shell, then the RZ will be a solution for you. Any kind of body shell you can use, from narrow to wide and to 124 scales body shell also can be used. But if you will no limits, that means you can select any kind of body shell of 124, then you can only get the 124 chassis, any kind of chassis you can fit in. But nevertheless, please be sure before you buy the body shell, ask the seller whether is this possible for you to bring the car, or they give you the measurements of this wide. Don't want to buy your body shell when it come back to you and your body shell will be something like this. It's horrible, right? So you don't want your car chassis 124 scales or 120 scale to have like this kind of rim. The rim come up. It's not looks nice drift car. So be careful, guys, to select your chassis and the body shell you want, right? So if you got any further questions or anything, you can put a message on the below, or you can FB me, direct message me to my FB. My name is Remy Lim, R-E-M-Y, Lim, L-I-M. So I will try to explain to you why you select different chassis, and if you are staying in Selangor, you can come here to test drive the DRZ, the GLD, the TRC. Feel yourself what's the difference of all this car and which is the chassis that you prefer to drive. Then if you ask me which one is easier to drive, so far I have let a lot of people to test drive the car. This car is the most easiest for people to play. In fact, my touring guys, buddies, they tested all these cars, 124 skills cars. This is the best. They can drift even faster. They can learn to drift faster than the other car in the market. All car is awesome, but you take longer time to practice to drift. Some of them do not have very important features like this DRZ. They have a KPI. Others drift car, I do not know why the manufacturer never put the KPI, because KPI is so important. In all 110 scale drift car, they have this KPI. So KPI is when you turn at counter steering, some certain point that you will lost traction. You cannot control the car. It's like no steering at all. KPI will help you to have this kind of steering grip. And Atomic do a research again. They put, instead of just a normal metal KPI, they put a brass metal KPI. Brass metals make the KPI knuckle heavier. The reason why they put it heavier, they want to have more grip in the front, because in front you have nothing. It's not like 4-wheel, you can pull that, you can have the traction. This is only the rail is moving, so the front is free. So the KPI is so important, and as you can see, some people put a lot of weight on the front, the car, or they put on the body shell, put a lot to get the traction in the front. Maybe that is a good way, but to me, I saw people put this and they still don't have the traction as this DRZ. So if you want to buy a drift car, select the right chassis, select the right design. The car have built out of the box. You don't need to mold anything. Your car can drift very well. Of course, you don't expect to buy the expensive car, the good brand, built by me, tuned by me. You can drift so well. No, everyone it's just like a baby. When you started to play, it's just like a baby. You born, you cannot straight away run. You have to learn to from your body, roll over, crawl, learn to sit, learn to stand, and then you will learn to run. Yeah. So no one straight away play RC and you buy expensive car, tuned by me, everything. You go back and you can straight away play the drift car. You need time, patience, practice. You make mistakes, you come to look for me. You can hire me to become your RC instructors, or you come over here to the drift track. The committee will able to help you, to teach you, to guide you, ask you how to drift, teach you how to drift. If your car setting is not right, I believe our committee here are very friendly. They will tell you what to do. Sometimes it's very hard that you is very far away, so what we have to do is we only can do video conferencing to see your car setting is right, your driving is right. Sometimes it's very hard to you text me the words I don't understand, maybe the one I explained to you you do understand. So it's the best thing is now we have technologies that we can do video conferencing. A lot of people told me, I done this, I done that, I done this. But I can honestly telling to you, me also did the same mistakes. Sometimes I say I done this, I done that, but the thing that done, not correctly done. So not correctly done, this car is not easy to drive. So what we have to do is we have to make sure your car is correctly done. No issue on the car is perfectly tuned, there's no preload issues, anything issues about the car. Now it's about you yourself, whether you drifting, is it drift rightly, are you drift correctly, follow the SOP, or you drift the way that you think is can be drift. I also did the same thing. I thought the drift car you just throttle and you turn your steering, it can drift. No, I'm a touring guy. It takes me a couple hours to practice, then I start can drift. I know how to drift. Same thing goes to you. If you're a newbie, you have to learn. And of course, if you have budget, please do not buy a radio control that do not have a graph, throttle graph.
Welcome to Noble.
Okay, this is very important. As you can see now, I can throttle. You can see the curve. Yeah. So you need to learn to throttle curve 50%. Okay, this is very important. So this Noble MB4 is a bit costly, but it's good because it have this kind of throttle curve. You learn to throttle curve on your this radio first instead of your car, because when your car drift, you also need to take care of the front and throttle. It makes you so confused. So you off your car, you learn to drift your throttle finger. Is this 50% press? Yeah, 50%. Don't see it. Press again. Oh no, it didn't get 50. So you have to start all again. Continuously 3 times. Correctly, then you learn to throttle. Take 40. Are you correct? Yeah, correct. Then okay, then you start to learn to drift. If you have not so much budget to buy this radio MB4, you can get this Fly Sky GT5. This controller have also the curve, so please select the right radio for you to learn to drift. Okay, if you have any question, please ask me and PM me. I will try to my best to help you, or I do the next video to explain to you how to drift or select your best car.